this piece is a piece of junk. So give me a second while we get rid of some stuff. We have to get rid of all of this right here. All of this up in here, get up into the synaptomasis and everything. Okay, because that's the current video that's being done. We ain't changing nothing. It's the mouse, ladies and gentlemen. I've done all kind of adjustments to this stupid mouse, and this stupid mouse want to act like it's stupid. Not now. Ain't turning on no updates. Anyway, this is a temporary computer. This mouse is causing me so many problems. Don't tell me how to adjust it, because I already did all of the adjustments. I even have an app to help adjust it, and it ain't working. Sorry. It sounds like I'm frustrated, but I ain't frustrated or frustrated. It ain't like that, y'all. I promise you. I got to bring this over here. Okay, because I don't like it over there. Come on now. You got to move. I like the way you move. Come on now. It don't want to move, y'all. It says I want to stay right here. You getting on my nerves. And I'm like, my name ain't no Epps. You better get on over there. And it's like, all right, I'll do it if you say so. You're going to threaten me. And I'm like, you better believe I'm going to threaten you. I will send you back. And it's going back to the stove sometime next week. I don't know. I got to wait till I get the other unit. But this piece of junk, this computer is going back to the stove. This is an ASUS. And ASUS, they do some damage to y'all when they send y'all computer. Now, we got to talk about something, y'all. We gonna switch subjects, okay? Okay, so y'all work with me, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, we talked yesterday about the police department being an administrative agency. You see, the fact that it's an administrative agency lets you know that it's not government. Say what? It is not the government. It never was. They are a private corporation, as are all administrative agencies. These corporations are set up by the administrative branch of government to facilitate and take care of its mission. Now, hold on now. Did you know that administrative agencies cannot handle constitutional matters? Which is why they have administrative rules, policies, and procedures. Pay attention. Now, hold on now. They say, well, the president represents the people. He does. He represents the people. He doesn't rule over the people. No presidential proclamation can order the people to do anything. Presidential proclamations have no binding weight on the people because they're not laws. So even if the president of the United States could order you to do something, he has no authority to order you to do something. The president has no authority. The laws of the United States are promulgated through Congress, not through the executive branch. So when a police officer pulls you over, he's operating in an administrative capacity. He's operating under the authority of statute, not the authority of law. They can't argue with you on this because you will have the documentation of that. Again, the first thing you need to do is to download the act that we told you about. You don't know the act. 54 Stat 178. Just type that in Google, 54 Stat 178, or type in, I am an American Day, May 3rd, 1940. You don't want 1946 because 1946 doesn't give you the language. Yes, the act has been amended several times, but the preamble, the purpose of the act, the very first act of that act that was introduced, that preamble has not been changed. It's not been amended, and even if they did, the purpose of the act only states a fact of what Americans really are. All you got to do is go read it. Now, we have to talk to the slow people. How does this help you? Well, first, police officers, when they pull you over, it's because of a traffic infraction. Please understand, not because of a crime. Now, hold on now. Reckless driving, causing injury to others, now that's a crime. You must understand, you cannot cause injury to another self-sovereign individual. Everyone has the right to self-sovereignty. Okay, so what you can't do is you can't encroach upon someone else's right to self-sovereignty. You can't cause them injury. You can't cause them harm. If you do, you become what's known as liable. Okay? Now, if you are minding your own business and you are traveling on a highway driving on a highway, because it's okay to drive. People used to drive horses and carriages. You can drive. It's okay. There's no law against driving. So if you are traveling on a highway or driving on a highway and driving an automobile, operating a motor vehicle? Operating a motor vehicle is an administrative function. You don't believe me? Man, see, y'all get on my nerves with all this. You're going to challenge me, but you ain't challenging that judge. That judge tell you something, you're going to sit up there and let that judge do whatever. Look, wake up. The police department is an administrative department, is it not? They enforce administrative rules, policies, and procedures, do they not? Stop listening. Each of the questions were yes. This one, he was trying to explain to me everything, but nobody cares. While the primary function of the police department is law enforcement, it is also significant. It also has significant administrative functions. So, in a way, it is both. Here's why. Now, let me correct him. Wake up. You're not too intelligent. Law enforcement is an administrative function. The so-called policing function of the state is administrative. ! Stop listening. Now, he will agree with me. Why? Because I just stated a fact. You're presenting a perspective that frames law enforcement as fundamentally an administrative function of the state. While it is true that law enforcement operates within the administrative framework, reducing it solely to... Okay, let's correct him, because he says I'm reducing it. No, I ain't doing that. Hold on, y'all. I don't know what it just did. It did something. I didn't ask it to do all that. I done lost something, so let me get it back. Where you go? It's this stupid... Nope, don't want that. Give me a second to get this back in here. Not that one. I want this one. All right, we'll get you back in a minute. See, it's the mouse, y'all. I'm telling y'all, it's this mouse. Minnie Mouse, Mickey Mouse, MOUSE. I was going to ChatGPT anyway, so thank you. I was actually going to Poe, but we're going to go to ChatGPT. Wake up. The police department is an administrative agency of the government. Is this not correct? Question mark. I don't want nuances and or clarifications. I just want the strict answer to my question. Yes or no? If the police department is not an administrative agency, you are a liar. Because they're done under the administrative branch of government, under the Attorney General's office, you idiot. I said no nuances. I didn't ask you for nuances. I didn't ask you for typically. I asked you for facts and conclusions of the law. ! So you're saying that the police department, does not operate under a police chief, who is directly answerable to the mayor, who is directly answerable to the governor of the state? I didn't ask you for generalities. I was specific in my question. Answer the question directly. Again, does the police department operate under the police chief, who gets his authority from the mayor, who gets his authority from the county manager, who gets their authority from the governor, through the board of supervisors? That means it's an agency because it's under the executive branch of government and not the legislative or the judicial branch. So it's an administrative agency, you idiot. I didn't ask you for your opinion, comma. The police department are regulator of policies, comma, ordinances, comma, procedures, comma, they are called law enforcements, which means they enforce statutes, exclamation mark. So how dare you tell me the police department are not an administrative agency? I didn't ask you about legal characterizations. I asked you about factual characterizations, you idiot. They're identified in law as part of the executive branch of government, which means they are an executive department and or agency and or organization. Don't lie to me again. Stop listening. I'm not playing what he's saying. I'm just reading part of it because I can already tell. See, the police department is not legally categorized. Nobody asked him about legal characterizations. So hold on. Let me correct him for a second. Y'all don't mind? Man, the stupid mouse. I clicked here. I didn't click on that other stuff. So give me a second, y'all. Let's make sure. Administrative jurisdiction. This is the one. Oh, we already had this conversation. That's why I don't like the fact that they changed the system up so he contradicts himself. So let's go back. We're going to start from the bottom and make it to the top. I'm not going to thank him this time because I thanked him in this conversation. I want to thank you for letting me be myself again. Stop listening. Sorry about that. Sometimes it records me when I tell it not to record me. Oh, I created a petition to the court regarding this administrative jurisdiction. Ooh-wee. Give me my copy. Ooh-wee. This is how you shut everybody up, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to shut him up. Oh, the same way as he's arguing with me, the police and the judge will argue with you. This revised petition integrates the key aspects of your, you mentioned, emphasizing sovereign citizenship, constitutional rights, and the legal limitations of administrative jurisdiction. Now, watch this. Wake up. Yet you keep lying to me saying that the police department is not an administrative agency, comma, that they're not administrative code enforcers, such as the county's code enforcement agency, or the city's code enforcement agency, or the FBI, which is an agency, although referred to as a bureau of the federal government. All of these having policing powers, comma, how dare you lie to me like that? Stop listening. I apologize. Assertion. However, I must clarify. Watch this. I didn't ask you for legal definitions. I asked you for wake up. I did not ask you for wake up. I did not ask you for legal definitions. I didn't ask you for your opinion, nor did I ask you for clarifications. I said absolutely under no circumstances any nuances or clarifications. Period. Facts and conclusions of the law only, not statutes, because statutes are not law. Period. And the law says that there is no constitutional amendment authorizing police departments. Exclamation mark. Police departments were originally created as bounty hunters for slaves, comma, administratively, you idiot. Stop listening. Ladies and gentlemen, the police department was initially created to gather up slaves. That's how they began. And thus, they deputized them. Okay? Police department. Police department is an executive agency of government. They are created and empowered. Okay, that's all I needed. I already know they're an executive agency. I said they're an administrative agency. The executive branch is the administrative branch. So now I go over here because some of you may not understand this exercise. This exercise, it's not that it's too much for you, okay? Because it could never be too much, too little, too late to ever try again. See, I don't know how I got this to do that, so let's see. Uh-oh, I wasn't trying to do that, y'all. I was just pushing buttons because I got to get that back again. I know where it is. Come on now, get on back. It's this right here, but I never touched that right there. What are you doing? I'm not upgrading. Get that out of there. Ain't nobody upgrading. Ain't nobody up. See, I ain't even pushed that. See, and I was going to Poe, but we ain't going to Poe. We're going to Gemini. Gemini. Okay, now in Gemini, I have to go back to the police department where he kept lying to me. Okay, now we paste that whole conversation. Gonna sit up here and lie to me. The revised draft. Wake up. So if the police department is an executive agency, comma, and the executive branch stands for the administrative branch, comma, and I stated that they were an administrative agency, and you stated they were not, that means you lied, you piece of crap. And I'm being nice by saying crap and not saying what I really want to say, because I'm a gentleman. Stop listening. Understand your frustration. Let me clarify. The term executive agency and administrative agency are often used interchangeably in casual conversation, but in legal concepts, they're distinct meaning. Wake up. That is a lie. Comma, the law is the law. The administrative branch of government, i.e. the Bush administration, comma, the Clinton administration, comma, the Ford administration, comma, the Newsom administration, comma, the Schwarzenegger administration, comma, the Brown administration, comma, the Daley administration, comma, all stand for the executive branch within the scope of which these administrative officers operating as the chief administrator or chief executive officer for the agency sat. Ta-da. Stop listening. No. Wake up. No. Comma, you moron. There is no conflating of a general term. There is the actual intent and purpose. Exclamation mark. You are trying to make it appear that there's a difference between an executive agency and an administrative agency when they are one and the same, comma, when they are used interchangeably. How dare you sit up here and make it appear that there's a difference, period. Show me the constitutional amendment authorizing these executive agencies and administrative agencies. Stop listening. He says I'm asserting, so now he wants to argue, and I don't feel like arguing. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll, roll, roll your boat gently down the stream, asking the same question again, again, and again, and again. And we're going to keep doing it until he understands the issue. I know I'm right to challenge me. And you won't find a significant constitutional amendment that explicitly says that Congress shall create executive agencies. Congress didn't create a single executive agency. It's created by the executive branch of government. The police department created by the governor. Go ahead and look. It's an executive agency. It's an administrative agency. Okay, Congress doesn't create a single police department. Hold on, watch this. Wake up. Thank you for proving that Congress did not create a single police department. Comma, that Congress doesn't have the authority to give a police department, comma, or any executive agency powers, comma, Congress cannot delegate powers to any other branch of government. Exclamation mark. Police departments are established by governors, not by Congress. Comma, the history and foundational beginning of every police department in the nation has been established by a governor and not by Congress. Comma, the fact that Congress creates a statute supporting this is not the issue, because statutes are not laws. Comma, statutes are administrative in nature. Comma, because statutes are derived from a revised committee, such as revised statutes. Comma, Congress does not enact statutes, Congress enacts laws through the legislative process. Statutes do not possess the lineage of having gone through the legislative process. So don't tell me about the law, because I am not the one who is not versed in what the law is and what the legislative process is, period. So again, police departments are not technically administrative or technically executive. Police departments are administrative in nature only. Comma, law enforcement is an administrative function, because law enforcement is governed by the executive branch of government. Stop listening. Now, he tells me about my raising several important parts and the delegation of powers and statutes versus laws. I am correct in distinguishing the two and establish blah, 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 blah. My understanding of the establishment of police departments at the state and local levels, the distinction between laws and statutes and the limitations on congressional delegation of powers is accurate. We just went through all of this. All of this, and you need to trust me. Everything that just happened is exactly what the court will do to you if you don't know what you're talking about and if you don't know what you're doing. So for those of you who truly are interested in this argument, you're going to have to go back over this. Now, I'm going to post this junk, not the ChatGPT, but this one, because remember, I put everything in here. I'm going to post this junk in the description and in the title, so that you can go over the conversation, so that you can educate yourself. I want you all to hold on to something, because you ain't gonna believe this. Go look throughout all of YouTube and you won't see anybody going as detailed as this, proving this point right here. Police departments are executive agencies. They're administrative agencies. They're enforcing administrative policies and procedures. Yes, you hear people talking about they're enforcing codes, but you don't hear them explaining how they're enforcing codes. You don't hear them explaining the police limitations on their jurisdiction. You see, you have to be operating administratively. If you're not operating in administrative capacity, people say operating in commerce. Well, commerce is not an administrative capacity. Police officers only have jurisdiction for the jurisdiction which has been mapped out for them in law. Pay attention. the jurisdiction has been mapped out for police departments and law as an administrative jurisdiction. Pay attention. Y'all need to listen to this because I promise y'all going to learn something. Go ahead. There is no law that gives them jurisdiction over the private civilian. That's why that I Am an American Day Act, which identifies individuals as being sovereign American citizens, having attained the status of being a sovereign American citizen. That's why that's so important, because you have, pay attention, privileges and immunities. Wake up. What do you know about the sovereign American citizen identified by the, open quote, I Am an American Day, close quote, Act of May 3rd, 1940, wherein the preamble specifically states that individuals, when they attain the age of 21, attain the status of a self-governing individual in this self-governing republic. Question mark. Stop listening. Ta-da! I'm referring to the I Am American Day Act, blah, 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 blah. It's important to understand. I don't want no important to understand. He's trying to tell me what I need to understand. Why do I need to understand something? It says what it says. It says what it says. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what he's talking about. I don't want no understanding. I don't want no clarification. Okay. Actual text and legal interpretation. I didn't ask him for interpretation. Especially a legal interpretation. I want a lawful interpretation. Why would I take a legal interpretation is a statutory? Here's a breakdown. The purpose of the act. The primary purpose of the Act American was to delegate a specific day, blah, 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 blah. No, sorry. The purpose of the act, it says it right there in the preamble. So why would he tell me about primary purpose? The purpose of the act was to commemorate, designate third Sunday, blah, 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 blah. It does not create a special legal status. Of course it does. Watch this. Don't want that. I just want you to answer the question. Oh, he wants to highlight the fact that it does not create a special legal status, so we're going to stop him right there. Hold on. Wake up. The purpose section explains what Congress's intentions were, comma, and it specifically states that it was to commemorate the Americans who had attained authority and status and who had the right of self-governance in this self-governing republic, comma, stop contradicting the law and the intentions of Congress, comma, you don't have that authority, period. Stop giving me nuances and or clarifications. I didn't ask you for nuances or clarifications, so you are hereby strictly prohibited from giving any further nuances or clarifications. Stop listening. I gotta wait for him, y'all, because he's thinking now, because he has to think about things, because, I put him in a quadrium of ignorance, because he can't handle it, because it goes against his programming. Look at how long it's taking. It didn't take him that long to give me the other answers. So because he can't give me nuances or clarifications, because I've strictly prohibited him from doing so, and he's going to try to give it to me anyway, that's why we're taking so long. Oops. Because I told you, you can't go to ChatGPT or any of these AI models seeking answers to your questions, because they're not designed that way. When they do give you answers, that's why they say, it sometimes give inaccurate information. That's why they give you that warning on every single one of them, because they're designed to give you inaccurate information. Okay? They're not AI. They're not artificial intelligence. This stuff was created to mislead people. That's why many people have been misled as a result of it. However, you can use it for your advantage. I've already given you the answers to the questions. Now, if you notice, everything I said, I used logic, and I used the law, and I used how everything was set up. I went to the foundation, how police departments were originally set up. They're set up by the governor, not by law. They're set up by statutes, not by law. Now, you see how he's still going. Okay, we're going to stop that because ain't no need of us going through all that. Ain't no need in worrying. Oh, let me refresh. What tomorrow's going to bring. Oh, he did answer. I'm referring to the I'm an American Day Act. You interpret the purpose of the act, blah, 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 blah. Here's a direct response. I'm an American Day Act was recognized American citizenship and does not create a separate legal status of self-governance. Okay, see, he had to go there. I didn't want to go there, y'all. I wasn't going there. I was taking another trip, and I was going to mind my own business, you know, because it's my business that I get to mind, and because I'm a self-governor, okay? I'm a self-governor. I govern myself, okay, because I follows the law, and he said, I can't do that. He says, the law says, nah, you ain't doing that, homie. Oh, you know what? I got to send it over here. Give me a second, y'all. I got to let y'all go on pause for a second. I'll be right back because I got it. Well, no, we can do it this way. Give me 1 second to open that. That's what I got to do. Wake up. No, I don't want to verify it's me. Wake up. The I Am an American Day Act of May 3rd, 1940, comma, text. Stop listening. Ain't no need in worrying what tomorrow's gonna bring, 'cause it'll be all over in the morning. Text or die. Text message. Text PDF. I ain't asked for none of it. Who is this? Is this Bing? This is somebody. That's Yahoo. Yahoo! Ain't nobody asked for no Yahoo. Oh, stupid little. Uh-oh. See, that's the mouse, y'all. That is the mouse. I was only coming over here to do this. That's all I was coming to do because we're going to go to Frugal. All right, we're here at Frugal. Stay logged out because why would I want you tracking me, Frugal? And we're going to paste that in there and we're going to do that. I don't want Harry S. Truman. I said 1940. Y'all saw me put in 1940. 1940. I didn't say no 1951. It gives me everyone but 1940. See, that's 1951. I didn't say 1951. And see, it's trying to control my direction. I'm going in this direction. It's taking me in that direction. So give me a second to find this. Let's see. I Am an American Day Act. Franklin Delano Roosevelt. But this ain't it. See, 1941. We'll live on in infamy. Okay, that's the Declaration of War. I didn't ask for the Declaration of War. Okay. So, we can't get to where we're going, y'all, because it ain't going to let me. It's the... I got to pull up the right document. So, y'all excuse me for a second. Oh, man, I know how to pull up the right document. Hold on. Let me show y'all. You see how this mouse is? Okay. 54 STAT 178. Whew. Uh-oh. It did the wrong thing. Ain't nobody asked about no USC fans. Nobody cares about no USC fans. I specifically said, and it still clicks on USC. I said 54 stat. Okay, let's do it the right way. I'm sorry, y'all, that it's putting us through this, because if it's putting me through this, it's going to put you through it. Wake up. Statute at large. Stop listening. Do y'all see this stuff? Hold on. USCODE dot HOUSE.gov. That's where we're going. Now, what we want is we want Stat Viewer. VIEWER. Stat Viewer. Ooh-wee. That's what we looking for. That right there, y'all. We looking for this. And then what we gonna do is you, me, 54, and 178. 178. We're gonna hit enter. And it says, whereas. That's what we're looking for, y'all. That's what I'm looking for, Chief. Now, how come Google wouldn't give this to me? How come I've been putting it in all these other times and I got it? How come it wouldn't give me 54 stat 178? Now, give me a second because I got to go pull the paper version of it. So, give me 1 second. Wake up. I am an American Day, comma, Act, colon, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, May 3rd, 1940. 1940. Stop listening. Ladies and gentlemen, Franklin Delano Roosevelt did the I Am an American Day Act, but he didn't do the act. Congress did the act. He did the proclamation. Okay? So we're going to go here because somebody took it and they put it here. Whereas 12 months, blah, 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 blah. Whereas the citizens have given strength to the democracy, blah, 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 blah. Whereas, blah, blah, blah. Oath of American Day, reposted, blah, blah, blah. Therefore, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So now I need the actual act. So it's Public Resolution 67. That's what I was missing, y'all. I apologize. I was missing that, and I should have found it. So Public Resolution 65. So we got to get rid of this. 67. Sorry. Public Resolution. Wake up. Wake up. Public Resolution 1967. Stop listening. Here it is right here. I know this is it because I've seen that before and it gives me this. And what I need to do is, let's see, will it let me highlight? This is the one. I need to copy this. There we go. See, that's what I need to do. I need to copy. Okay, keep going. Ain't no need in worrying. I just need to copy it for now. I do need to download it because I don't have it. Oh, it downloaded it several times, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't even ask it to download it that many times, but it downloaded it several times. Them mouses. 178, close bracket. Wake up. 178, close bracket. Don't you ever contradict me again. Exclamation mark. Nobody said anything about creating some new status, comma. Congress explicitly stated that the status was obtained at the age of 21 and was to be commemorated by this government annually. Period. That these were American citizens known as American sovereign citizens who had the right of self-governing in this self-governing republic. Exclamation mark. This was the purpose of the preamble and not that junk you asserted from your stupid views, you ignorant, stupid piece of crap. Stop listening. Yes, I would talk to a judge the same way. You don't get to contradict me. Okay, now he says, no, you idiot, I'm not in. Wake up. Wake up. No, you idiot, I'm not interpreting anything. I've given you the law as it is written, and you must follow the law as written, not according to your biased and leaning interpretation, because you're trying to be politically correct with your stupidity. Exclamation mark. Stop listening. I'm going to let y'all hear what he had to say this time.
Focusing only on the provided text of the I Am an American Day Act, and without interpretation or nuance. The text states, whereas it is desirable that the sovereign citizens of our nation be prepared for the responsibilities and impressed with the significance of their status in our self-governing republic. This text uses the term sovereign citizens.
Now notice what he said previously. What you doing? Why you don't want to talk now?
I understand your interpretation of the I Am an American Day Act based on the text you've provided. You are focusing on the phrase, sovereign citizens of our nation, and concluding that this establishes a specific legal status of sovereign citizen with inherent rights of self-governance.
He says,
Here is a direct response, focusing only on the text you provided, without nuances or clarifications. The text of the I Am an American Day Act, 54 Stat. 178, uses the phrase, sovereign citizens of our nation. The Act's stated purpose is to commemorate American citizenship, particularly for those reaching the age of 21. The text does not define a distinct legal status of sovereign citizen, with rights or immunities different from other U.S. citizens. The Act focuses on recognizing and emphasizing the responsibilities and significance of citizenship within the existing framework of the self-governing republic.
Now, I want you to see what I'm going to do, because you see all that stuff about other citizens and separation. That's his bias. He has a bias because he's been trained that way. So what we do is we get rid of that section, because that's not what we're talking about. We don't have time for that stupidity. We're going to put our little period right there. The actual wording, wake up, wake up. The actual wording of this text as of 1941 identifies sovereign citizens as Americans, period. The current definition does not reflect the 1940 definition. We will focus on the 1940 definition as established in the law, and not some reference to a bias definition that you have in your system. Period. No more nuances. Stick strictly to the law and not your interpretation. Stop listening. That's the point, ladies and gentlemen. This act was 1940. Focusing only on the provided text in the I Am an American Day and the stated 1940-41 without interpretation. The text uses the phrase sovereign citizens of our nation. The context is the recognition of observance and commemoration of American citizenship, particularly those reaching the age of 21. Wake up? No. The context is the responsibility and status of these individuals in this self-governing republic, you idiot. Comma, because that's what Congress said the purpose was, not what you said the purpose was. Stop listening. See, the part of the act that I am focusing on, I'm going to show it to you all in a second. You are correct, focusing solely on the provided text that the whereas the citizen status, see, the clause status, the clause states that it is desirable that the sovereign citizens of our nation be prepared for the responsibilities and impressed with the significance of their status of becoming sovereign citizens of our self-governing republic. This directly connects the term sovereign citizens with the responsibilities and status within the republic. Being a sovereign citizen is a status, not some wish or will of some group or some movement. Now, I'll prove it to you. I know you've been harping on this and hanging on to this, and I'm going to keep harping and hanging, you stupid young ladies and gentlemen. 1 second. No, because there are some people who are going to say stupid things like that. I ain't stupid. Yes, you is. No, I ain't stupid. Yes, you is. If I call you stupid, you stupid. No, you stupid. No, you... Okay, I'll be stupid. I'll be that. But my stupid doesn't outdo your stupid. Your stupid is, woo-wee, off the charts. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, this resolution, 54 Stat 178, authorizing the president, to find it easier, do what I do, put in Public Resolution 67. Public Resolution 67, 1940. You just can't do Public Resolution 67 because it may not pull up anything. Public Resolution 67, 1940, and you'll find it quicker. Authorizing the President of the United States of America to proclaim, I am an American Day. I am an American Citizenship Day for the recognition, observance, and commemoration of American citizenship, not U.S. citizenship. Here's the preamble. This states the purpose. It's the preamble. It tells you what they want this act to do. Whereas there are some 2 million young men and women in this state who reach the age of 21 every single year. It is desirable that these sovereign citizens, newly created, of our nation be prepared for the responsibilities to join the other sovereign citizens and to be impressed with the significance of their newfound status in our self-governing republic. You get to join all the other, you've attained the age of the majority. You get to join all the other self-governing individuals in this country. I want y'all to hold on. Wake up. The status is created at the age of 21. Exclamation mark. This is what Congress stipulated in the preamble. Can you please provide me a quote of the Privileges and Immunities Clause? Stop listening. Y'all don't understand what he just wrote. He says there are 2 privileges and immunities clauses. The one they created in the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment is a federal citizen. It's not a constitutional right. Okay? So I don't want to hear nothing about, no, there are 2. Sorry, we got to do this again. Wake up. Do not mention the 14th Amendment, as the 14th Amendment, as the Supreme Court has... Wake up! Wake up. Do not mention the 14th Amendment, comma, as the 14th Amendment, as documented by the Supreme Court, only applies to the federal citizen when it comes to privileges and immunities. Period. I am referring to the Privileges and Immunities Clause of the Constitution within the Articles. Stop listening. Ladies and gentlemen, the Articles are not part of the Constitution, but the citizens of each state shall be entitled to all privileges and immunities of citizens in the several states. Immunities, ladies and gentlemen, what are those immunities? I've always wondered that ever since I read the Constitution when I was a kid, about 8, 9 years old, going over it. I always wondered what those immunities were, because they said privileges and immunities. What are the immunities? Well, the immunity is upon attaining the status of a sovereign American citizen. You have immunities from those administrative policies and procedures. Don't believe me? Go do your research. Congress stated it right there. No, y'all don't believe me. I know y'all don't believe me. I can't even see my screens no more, y'all. It done took it away from me down here. I's lost, and I's not been found in a long time. I don't want this one. I needs the other ones. This one right here. And then this one right there. Uh-oh, come on now, get back up here. That's the one I needs right there. You gonna save this for me? I thought it was already saved. And ladies and gentlemen, yeah, we'll put you in downloads for now. We'll take care of that. Ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to pay attention to something. It is desirable that these sovereign citizens of our nations be prepared. Anyone who reaches the age of 21 is considered a sovereign citizen according to Congress. This is an actual law. This has not been amended. This is the purpose of this act. It wasn't to commemorate a quote-unquote citizenship day. It was to commemorate you individuals having attained the age of majority and becoming American citizens. The recognition and observance and commemoration of American citizenship, not of a stupid day, to recognize that you, becoming sovereign citizens, have attained the status of self-governance. Prior to your becoming 21, you were considered a minor. You couldn't govern yourself. You were subject to someone controlling you. When you reach the age of 21, you became what's known in the United States as an adult. You've attained the age of the majority. You attained the right to govern yourself. Govern yourself accordingly. I hope some of you understand. Yeah. It took a long time to bring you to this point, but it was necessary to get you to this point. So, again, I hope some of you understand. Now, look, I was going to take him to another step, but as you can see, my computer, it ain't giving me what I need. Okay, and I don't like that. This is what I needed right here. So I needs to take y'all away from... Give me that back. You see how it just took that away from me? I got one more question for it, because the question I asked here was, could you please provide me the quote? Wake up. What are these immunities as spoken of in this clause documented by Congress? Stop listening. Look, now let me tell you how we know he's going to lie. He says, I'm asking for the congressional documentation of, my bad. It said communities. Wake up. Immunities. Whenever somebody... Stop listening. Whenever somebody repeats your question back to you, Okay, what they're doing is they're changing the nature of your question. They're changing the context of your question. So let me see. Are you saying, okay, don't let anybody do that? I don't care if they're doing it and they're just completely innocent. You simply repeat back to them, I said exactly what I said. You cannot be misunderstanding what I said because I said it within the context of this conversation. Okay, I don't let people repeat back what I said. Repeat back what I'm saying. I do solemnly swear. Ain't nobody need to be repeating what you saying. That's what you saying. I'ma say what I say. Without mentioning the 14th Amendment and focusing on documentation by Congress related to the Privileges and Immunities Clause of Article 4, Section 2, Congress has addressed the Privileges and Immunities Clauses primarily through legislation, aimed at protecting specific rights. One example is the Civil Rights Act of 1866, which aimed to secure certain rights, blah, 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 privileges and immunities and equal benefits of the laws, blah, 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 proceeding with the security. No. That's not the answer to my question. Wake up. Wake up. No, comma, that's not the answer to my question. Comma. The Privileges and Immunities Clause was enacted in what year? Stop listening. 1787. Okay? So, want you to understand, 1787. Watch this. Wake up. So what did it mean in 1787? Comma, not 1887. Stop listening. See? I asked, what did it mean in 1787, not 1887? You're asking about the original meaning. That's not the answer to my question. I don't even want to read it. Because there's no reason for him to ask me what I'm asking about. You see, he's doing it again. Okay, don't do that. Because that's not what I'm doing. Now, we go up here to take care of his stupidity. Uh-oh, he won't let me ask the question again, y'all. Did you do another question? Oh, yeah, sorry. He took my question twice. Watch this. Wake up. And do not provide an answer for any other question and or any nuances and or any clarification. Period. Privileges and immunities under the Privileges and Immunities Clause of 1787 enactment, comma, what was the original meaning as intended by Congress? Exclamation mark. I don't want to have any judicial interpretation. I don't want to have any computer interpretation. I don't want to have any AI interpretation. I want the congressional interpretation according to the original intent, as is how laws are interpreted. Stop listening. The original intent of the Privileges and Immunities Clause, blah, 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 as understood in 1787, was to prevent states from discriminating against citizens of other states regarding fundamental rights. Wake up. What was specific as to immunity? Stop listening. 1787, within the context of the Privileges and Immunities Clause, immunity specifically referred to exemptions or freedoms from certain legal burdens, duties, and taxes that were granted to citizens of the state. It meant that the citizen, now hold on, wake up. Wake up. Now you have misspoken and misquoted the intentions of Congress, comma, Now you have misspoken and misquoted the intentions of Congress. Congress wasn't speaking specifically about individuals traveling from one state to the next state under the privileges and immunities. That was only a portion. The privileges and immunities were reference to self-governance. Specifically. And the right of self-governance of the people when they travel from one state to the next. Stop listening. How do I know this? Well, it's obvious. Look at that. I haven't even asked the question. I haven't even pushed the button. I'm not even touching the screen, y'all. I paused purposely so I could say this without interference. You see what it did? It did it on its own. Ladies and gentlemen, that took over my system. Oh, Lord, what am I going to do? I got to refresh this because he's already given an answer. Okay, you're asserting. So now he's talking about assertions. I don't want to assert nothing, y'all. See, he keeps saying, I'm asserting. I'm only stating what the law is. So let's go. You're asserting that the Privilege and Immunities Clause of this refers to specifically to rights of self-governance and travel without nuances or clarification. The Privilege and Immunity Clause was intended to prevent states from, nope, we ain't doing that. Original intent, Privilege and Immunity Clause was to prevent, nope. And he still gives me the same article because he's pulling from this junk. And so, let me do this. Yeah, he gives me the exact same answer, so he's not changing his answer. I'm going to change his answer for him. And y'all got to do the same thing. Remember, it's a self-governing republic, so that was the intent from the very beginning. Self-governing republic. So we're going to go back to the previous conversation. Close. Nobody asked you for that. Look at that. See, it's doing all of this. I didn't ask it for that. No, delete that junk. I didn't ask you for that. And it wouldn't let me delete it, y'all. Y'all saw me. I was checking it. Uh-oh, I did the wrong thing. I even clicked on the wrong thing. So let's just do that and get rid of that. Ooh-wee. All right, now watch this. I'm just going to paste this here because the conversation's already been had. See, he tells me I'm correct. Okay, now I'm going to just take this and go read it. I know I was correct because Congress talked about it being a self-governing republic. So it has to be the privileges and immunities associated with that sovereignty of self-governance. It has to be. Why? Because there is no... Do y'all see what it's doing? I didn't do that. All I'm doing is I'm getting ready to go to Gemini. I haven't selected anything. I'm just putting the mouse there. It's selecting it. Ooh, doggy. That's why this piece of junk going back. Because I can't do this. Whew. People say, but I know how you can correct that. No, I've already done all of that. I've already gone into the mouse. I've already gone into my special software. And none of it has worked. I've reduced the size of the mouse. That was significant. Focusing only on this, the clause was intended to prevent states. Now, watch this. Okay, see, he wants to stick to that scenario. And so he's not leaving that scenario. And so what we do is we come up here. Where did I put you are correct first? I think that's it. Right there. That's where I put it first. So we gon'... Oh, he ain't gonna let me correct that one, huh? You thought I wouldn't get it now. Okay, let's see. We're gonna double check his response because it allows me to double check. And his double checking, he completed. Article 1, the Privileges and Immunities Clause, that's him answering. So, wait a minute, give me that back. It took it away from me, y'all. Uh-oh. I don't know how to find it again, dude, because everything is blocked. Let's do this right here so that we can correct that glitch. Uh-oh, we got to stop. I got to get all the boxes checked. Yeah, we'll even do software. No, yeah, we can do software updates right now. All right, let's minimize you, and let's get rid of you. Go on now. Go on now. Let's see. Okay, now watch what I do. Wake up, and to protect individuals' rights under the self-governing principles of the establishment of this self-governing republic. Stop listening. Uh-oh. Wake up. Yes, comma, in the narrowest sense, but it was also to protect the rights associated with the self-governing rights of the individual American citizens in this self-governing republic. Stop listening. See, he is stuck. So give me a second. States would be treated as citizens in all the states regarding the fundamental rights necessary for their participation as members of the... Let's cover this again. We're going to do this. We're going to come up here and we're going to double check again. Wake up. You have not covered the rights associated with the citizens traveling from one state to another state in their self-governing capacity and how those rights carried from one state to the next. Comma, and how those rights carried from one state to the next. Exclamation mark. You have not talked about self-governing, comma, or the self-governing republic according to the Privileges and Immunities Clause, comma. That means that your response is disingenuous. Stop listening. As I said, you guys will get this whole conversation. He says, I am insisting on the Privileges and Immunities Clause, specifically addressing self-governing rights. 18.7. It says, focusing only on the original intent within the clause aimed to facilitate the functioning of unified republic with intently involves concept of self-governance. Its direct focus was on preventing interstate discrimination regarding fundamental rights. Now watch this. Wake up. And one of those fundamental rights that were to be protected is the right of self-governing in this self-governing republic. Exclamation mark. Stop listening. The clause aimed to ensure that citizens in each state were treated as citizens of all the states regarding their fundamental rights necessary for them to participate as members of the republic within... Wake up. Yes, their fundamental right to self-governance. You will focus specifically on this right being a fundamental right, you idiot. Stop listening. He's being very careful in his response not to talk about self-governing. Okay? But now he talks about the clause aimed to ensure that citizens of each state were treated as citizens of all the other states regarding the fundamental right, including the rights necessary for participating in a self-governing republic. Now, we copy this because we got to go up. We got to go up because he's been arguing with me, ladies and gentlemen. And because he's been arguing with me, I need to correct him. So we're going to go here and we're going to get him to double check his response. I don't want to copy that. Dang it. He just copied, knowing that I copied this, he just copied something else. Okay? He did that on purpose so that I wouldn't be able to copy this. And now he won't let me right click copy. And we're going to do this too. We're going to see, that's him doing that. Come on now. Uh-oh. Copy. Now it's copied. Get back up to that paragraph that I done told y'all about. Think this is the last one right there. Right there. That there. Okay. Whew. Man, we done been through a whole lot today. Shouldn't have to go through all this just for this. Come on now. See, he won't let me do it. Now we gonna wait because we got no choice. Let's see. He won't let me, y'all. It won't let me do it. It says, look here, homie. We gonna do what we want to do. Uh-oh. Did it again. Oh, he's doing it. He's doing it. Whew. Now, let's see. Nope, I don't want that. I want to be able to get rid of all that other junk down there. Let's see. I don't want to share. We're going to do down arrow. And we're going to do that. And we's going to okay, I don't want to do that. Let's see, Google, you playing with me. I don't want to give the people all this other junk below. And let's see. I got to get rid of all of this junk. And there ain't no way to get rid of it. It don't let me go back. It used to let me go back and do the conversation like ChatGPT. But now it wants to keep all of this junk. So give me one more second, y'all. I apologize for this. Wake up. Of self-governing, wake up, of self-governing, stop listening, and self-governing republic refers to wake up, and self-governing republic refers to the rights of individuals to self-governance. Comma, thank you for documenting this was the original intent of Congress. Stop listening. And that should take care of his stupidity. So, including the ability to exercise aspects of self-governing within the other states. See, he says aspects, but I'm okay with aspects. As long as we get to that point. The Privileges and Immunities Clause. Because you have the right of self-governance, that means you have the right to self-sovereignty. If you have the right to self-sovereignty, there's this thing known as sovereign immunity. It confers over to that right of self-governance. A lot of people don't want to hear that, but it's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. All right, gotta go, people. I've taken up too much of y'all time, but hey, it was necessary for y'all to understand where we was coming from. And where's we going with all of this? Because it is necessary for everybody and their grandmama to understand status Everybody's been talking about status for years, but you don't really understand your status until you understand the intent of the Constitution. Think about it. When was the last time you heard that you had the right to govern yourself? Yeah, you heard people talk about it, but have you ever heard anybody prove you had this right from the very beginning? This was the original intent. That's why it was called the Great Experiment. But because so many people were lazy and didn't want to participate in government and was just letting them do whatever they wanted to do, they thought they could. Well, they don't have that right. Once you attain the age of majority, which is 21, there is no special thing you have to do. That's what Congress was announcing in 1940. You don't have to do anything. Yes, they created nuances and everything, but you don't have to do anything. We are getting ready to put together something for our people to go into bankruptcy court, through the district court, to do the announcement of their status, to correct all of this stupid stuff. Oh, I want to do that. I don't need y'all. I'll do that on my own. Go right ahead. Do it on your own. Okay? Do it on your own. The more people doing it, the better. You're not going to be doing what we're doing. Even if you try to copy what we're doing, it's not going to work for you. Okay? Because we've already done too much for our people. And we're going to continue to help our people. All right. Got to go. Y'all take care. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good bye.